Yo, what's going on, guys? It is JD here, back with another episode of the I Rate Your Squad series. So we are now on to episode number 8, and you guys love this series so much, it is hard to believe. This is the last tweet I put out, and as you can see, 134 replies, which is insane. So again, today we have gone for another 12 from that one tweet. So that tweet is now going to be dead, and the next videos I will put out will be off of a new tweet, which aren't live just yet, but which will probably be going live. What day is it today? It is Sunday today, so I'll probably be going live either Monday or Tuesday. I'll put out another tweet, so keep your eye out on the Twitter if you want to get featured in the next video, or if you have a chance of getting featured in the next video, because as you can see, it's very hard to put everyone into one video. This is going to be the first episode, or upload of the day, sorry. The second video, guys, the No Money Spent episode today, you are not going to want to miss. You are really not going to want to miss that. But anyway, let's get on to it today. So shout out to the 6 MVPs of the channel: Heisenberg, Panda, Joaquim, Geno, Anson, and Todd. You guys are supporting the channel so much, and I really do appreciate that. And if you guys do want to get involved and become a member of the channel, then there's a join button down below next to the subscribe button, which you should also think about hitting. And if there isn't, in the top line of the description, there is a link that shows you how to go about joining. And it's basically YouTube's answer for a Twitch sub. It's basically exactly the same thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's jump into today's episode and rate some squads. So first up, we have got Jordan, who comes in and says, "Hey JD, I'm sending my Greg Oden and my Pistol Pete, my Scalabrini and my Rudy Gay. I'm going to have around 200 MT. The bronze cards are the positions I want to upgrade. Keep up the great work." Well, thank you very much, Jordan. So he wants to upgrade his starting centre and backup power forward position. We've got Bonga, Nick Young, we've got Luol Deng and Thurl Bailey. So a pretty solid starting four right there. So if you're going to sell all those, yeah, you will have about 200k MT. You could pick up, I think I'm going to recommend Pink Diamond Eddie Curry at the centre position, just because that guy is a game changer. He is unbelievable, and at the moment, I think you can get him for about 85 to 90,000 MT, which really isn't that bad, considering he's basically like a 95% of a Shaq, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I definitely recommend Eddie Curry coming in at that starting centre position, in place of course, Isaiah Hartenstein. And then at the backup power forward position, you don't really have to spend too much on this position, but you can pick up someone cheap, you know, someone like the new Joe Smith that came out, literally like 3,000 MT for a diamond card, and I believe that Joe Smith has 25 Hall of Fames, something like that, and he has really nice stats, so I probably would recommend Joe Smith. If not, you've also got people like the Danny Mannings or the Lamar Odoms of the world. They are still out there and very cheap options. If you want to spend a little bit more, then go ahead and pick yourself up Dino Radja. He can definitely slot in at that powerful position. If not, the new Jeff Green. Actually, scrap what I've said completely. Powerful position, get yourself the new Jeff Green, because his price has come down quite a bit since yesterday when we had those 3 locker codes coming in from creators. Obviously on those boards, it was a 1 in 3 chance of getting a fan favourites 2-pack, so it has made those prices come down a little bit. And at the moment, as of recording this on PlayStation, you can get that Pink Diamond Jeff Green for about 50,000 MT, which I think is a great price. And then I would strongly recommend you put Jeff Green in the starting lineup as well. So have Isaac Bonga, Nick Young, Luol Deng, and then have Jeff Green and Eddie Curry. And I think that's going to be a really strong lineup, buddy. I think that's going to be a really strong lineup. But for the first squad, it's okay. But obviously, I can't rate it because it's not complete just yet. All right, next up, we have got Owen. 6 KMT, so not a big budget to roll with. And 6 Bamba and 2 Batum investments. So we have got Derrick Rose, Rip Hamilton, Cam Reddish, Dino Radja, Vin Baker. And off the bench, we've got Kemba, Nicholas Batum, the Diamond Lights Out KD. We've got KG, and then Andrea Bargnani, and then Dante DiVincenzo, Darryl Dawkins, and Caron Butler. So Derrick Rose, I think, is fine. A really solid and strong Spotlight Sim card. Same situation with the Cam Reddish as well. I think he's brilliant. Dino Radja is great. But do you want to have that much MT locked into one card when the rest of your squad does need a little bit of work? So Vin Baker, I would say, needs to go. Diamond KD definitely needs to go. KG needs to go. And Kemba as well could definitely be improved upon. Whether or not you can do that with 6,000 MT in the bank, I'm not 100% sure on that one. I would probably say go ahead and pick yourself up Diamond Chauncey Billups at the backup point guard position. Diamond card, really good, really cheap, can come in and do a little bit better than what Kemba Walker would. I would then suggest put Nick Batum at the 3, sell off that Diamond KD, and then pick yourself up Amethyst Lance Stevenson or Amethyst Swaggy P and get them in at the backup shooting guard position. And then for the small forwards, for the power forward position, instead of KG, again, I'll probably recommend someone like the new Diamond Joe Smith, because so cheap and so good. I'd recommend moving Dino Radja to the centre position, get rid of Vin Baker, and then have Joe Smith as your starting 4, and then off the bench get yourself either a Danny Manning or Lamar Odom, and you should be able to just about to do that for like, I don't know, about 10,000 MTs, something like that, if you're picking up Joe Smith, Billups, and a Swaggy P or a Lance Stevenson. 3 of those guys, you should easily be able to get for under 10k, and that'll make your life quite a lot better. But for the time being, obviously not the best squad. We'll give that one a 7 out of 10, but lots of room for improvement. Next up, we've got CJ. Hey, JD. Hopefully you will see this one. I was able to go 12-0 on the first day. Big W. This is what I updated my lineup to. All advice appreciated. So we've got Opal Dwyane, Glenn Rice, which I'm so jealous about. Andrei Kirilenko, Roko in there, which is an interesting one. We've got Hakeem, and then off the bench, we've got Hedo Turkoglu and Kobe. And then Cam Reddish, Siakam, and Jack Sikma. So I would say the weakest spot in this team is definitely Jack Sikma. For me, I don't think he is that incredible. Hedo Turkoglu's hit or miss for me, but if he works for you with that base 11, then by all means have him in the club. Jack Sikma, I think, is the only card that really needs to be upgraded urgently. Again, I would say pick yourself up Eddie Curry. You can get him for relatively cheap these days. Put him in there, and that will just make that bench unit a lot more secure, in my opinion. Starting lineup, though, is ridiculous. I mean, that's such a good team. That is going to get a 9 out of 10 from me. And if you notice, my ratings are a little bit harsher than they were last episode. I'm just trying to be a little bit more, harsher. Yeah, I had a couple of comments saying I shouldn't be giving out too high marks, so we're going to go about that and see how it goes today. Next up, we've got Siwa, who comes in and says, I used the 2013 Heat playbook and the Hawks freelance. I have around 200 KMT and should have Opal Mullin in a couple of days. I'm willing to make any changes. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much indeed. So we've got Steph Curry, we've got Danny Granger at the 2, which is nice. Walter Davis at the 3, straight away. I would say swap Walter Davis and Danny Granger. Danny Granger at 6'9", Walter Davis at 6'6", I believe. So Danny Granger definitely better off at that small forward position. And we've got Thurl Bailey and then Boogie at the centre position. Off the bench, Bingo Smith, RJ, Sean Elliott, Michael Beasley, and Jack Sigma. So very reward card based team. I would say Bingo Smith over Stephen Curry. Like I said, Walter Davis at the 2, Danny Granger at the 3. RJ Barrett is fantastic. So he's all right there. And the same situation with Michael Beasley. Sean Elliott isn't incredible. Jack Sigma, again, we've already been over him. And same situation with Steph. And Boogie, as good as he is offensively, defensively, he's not that incredible. So again, I'm going to recommend a Pink Diamond Eddie Curry, because I do think your centre position needs a bit of work. Probably Eddie Curry and Dino Radja. And then at the point guard position, I would recommend getting yourself the Isaac Bonga, because Steph Curry and Bingo Smith are both quite undersized point guards. Well, they're not undersized, but you know what this year's like. Like, everyone has these tall, overpowering point guards, and you're going to need one of them to counter them. So Isaac Bonga, Amethyst at the backup point guard position, Bingo Smith to that starting point guard position, or just have Bonga starting, because he is that good. And at the backup small forward position, I would say go ahead and pick yourself up the new Diamond Joe Smith, just because of how cheap he is. Other than that, a solid little team. We're going to give that one a 7.5 out of 10. All right, next up we have got Jack. He's getting Kobe in 9 days. I have about 3 million MT, but I'm willing to sell anybody. I'm looking to improve my small forward position, and I'm not a big fan of AK-47. I run the Hawks freelance and the Heat playbook. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Jack. So we've got Derek Rose, Brandon Roy, Chris Mullin, Bol. We've got Shaq in there. We've got Steph Curry, Galaxy Overtration McGrady off the bench. Siakam, KP, and then Jack Sigma as well. Unreal. So he says has about 3 mil MT, which is kind of mad. I would say that point guard position needs some work. Steph Curry at the backup point guard position, that can definitely be improved. You can pick yourself up the Opal Draymond, and he's not too expensive at all. And I would say move Draymond to the starting point guard position, and then keep Derek Rose as your backup point guard. I would say move Tracy McGrady into the starting lineup over Brandon Roy. Tracy McGrady is definitely the better card out of the two of them. And then I would say upgrade that Jack Sigma as well. With the MT you've got, you can just ball out and pick yourself up a Kareem, who is still one of the best centres in the game without a doubt. But yeah, very solid team right there. Shaq, Bol. Brandon Roy is still a great card, but he doesn't have Unpluckable, which is a little bit of a problem. And then obviously Tracy McGrady and KP, incredible. That is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 from me. All right, next up we have got TR Bloom. He says, could definitely need an upgrade in both point guards and then my starting power forward and small forward. Great work on all the vids. Well, thank you very much indeed. So both point guards needs some work, and small forward, power forward. So, Gus Williams, yeah, definitely not great, and D'Angelo Russell as well, definitely not great. His jump shot is nasty and not in a good way. His jump shot is horrible. So, yeah, point guards definitely need improving. So, Amethyst Isaac Bonga, again, I'm going to recommend him and the Opal Draymond, because, again, he's still at 100,000 MT. So, get Draymond in at the starting point guard position, and then Bonga in at the backup point guard position. Giannis, yeah, a little bit outdated at this point in the game because he doesn't have that range extender. And, of course, a lot of people do run zones these days, so you do need to have as many range extended players as is possible. And again, Jonathan Isaac, again, another player that doesn't have that range extender capabilities. So I would say with the MT you've got, pick yourself up Pink Diamond Jeff Green, put Giannis at the 4 and then have Jeff Green at the 3. I think that works very well, and you'll have a lot of height in that starting lineup. You'll have Draymond Green at 6'7", 6'9" Batum, 6'9" Jeff Green, 6'11" Giannis, and then Vlade, again, not incredible. Eddie Curry is going to be your guy for this squad, and then Eddie Curry will come in at 7 foot. And then off the bench, probably recommend a Dino Radja at the backup, either centre or power forward position, realistically, depending on how much MT you've got left. But Thurl Bailey is fine, and then the Diamond Tracy McGrady isn't a bad card at all. But I would say if you want to spend a little bit of MT, then Amethyst Swaggy P or Amethyst Lance Stevenson, literally a couple of thousand MT for each of them, and they can come in there and do a very, very nice job indeed. But solid little squad, but we'll give that one a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have got Christy, who says, I run the Knicks playbook, and the plays I use from there are the quick points 1 and 2, and also quick nicks. By the way, I'm kind of just broke, just bought JR, so this is a completely different team, and this is the type of squads that I love to see. This is completely different from everything we have seen so far. We've got the glitched JR at the 1, we've got Dwayne Wade at the 2, Miles Bridges at the 3, PG at the 4, Chris Webber at the 5, and off the bench, we've got another couple of cards that we don't really see too often. We've got Steph Curry, which obviously we have seen a lot of, but Jamal Crawford, Rick Fox from the Career Highlights Locker Code, and Mo Bamba, and then Elvin Hayes as well from the Locker Code. My guy, you've got so lucky with these Locker Codes. So, you say you're broke because you just bought JR. Well, my advice, if you want it, would be to sell that JR Smith card, because that's way too much MT to have in him, who's not that incredible at this point in the year. I'd probably recommend, again, the similar point guards, so a Bonga or a Chauncey Billups to come in there. Shooting guard positions are absolutely fine. Dwayne Wade and Jamal Crawford. If anything, Jamal Crawford can play the 1 off the bench. Dwayne Wade probably more suited to the 2 at the... I don't know. Dwayne Wade can play the 1 as well. He's fantastic. Miles Bridges, a good card. Let's not get it twisted. 6'6" at the small forward position. Maybe a little bit undersized, but still a good card. Paul George is unbelievable. Like, genuinely incredible, so fair enough having him there. Chris Webber, I probably wouldn't recommend at the centre position because he doesn't have Intimidator, and if you guys don't know, Intimidator is one of, if not the most, OP badge this year, so you really need to have that on all of your cards, well, especially your defensive cards. So Chris Webber, I would say sell him up, and with the MT you sell Chris Webber for, you should be able to afford a Dino Radja. Off the bench, Steph Curry, yeah, I would say get yourself Amethyst Isaac Bonga just for a bit more height. We've got Jamal Crawford there, which is fine. Rick Fox, I think he's okay. Not entirely clued up on his stats, but I think he's okay. Mo Bamba, not the best. Get yourself Diamond Joe Smith. Mo Bamba's strength is really bad, and he doesn't feel the quickest out on the floor either, which is a bit of a problem. And then Elvin Hayes at the centre position, again, not an incredible card. I see why you've got him there, because he's a free Galaxy Opal, but in terms of actually being a good card, he ain't it. So again, I would recommend upgrading him, even if it's just to like a Diamond Harry Giles or the Diamond Bam Adebayo, who is really cheap, and you could evo him up to the Pink Diamond in no time. But yeah, other than that, a nice, interesting squad. I like that squad just because it's interesting. We'll give that one a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, we have got Gibby. He says, I like the duo between Bonga and Radja, and I like running a tall lineup. I had 70k and use it on investments, so I'll probably have about 100k. I run the Bucks playbook. I run the Bucks playbook. Point center with Dino when starters are in. With the bench, I run pick and pop with Bingo and Bagley. So we've got 100k MT to play with right here. So we've got Bonga, Michael Redd, Andrew Wiggins. Elvin Hayes again, not great. Dino Radja, and off the bench, Bingo, Cam Reddish, Batum, Danny Manning, and Marvin Bagley. So a very nice budget bench unit right there. I would say Marvin Bagley, you can upgrade him to the BAM, because BAM is, like I said, he's really cheap because of the packs that came out. He's about 20k. And then starting lineup, I would say Elvin Hayes does need to get improved. So with 100k, pick yourself up Pink Diamond Jeff Green, really cheap right now, and an incredible, incredible card. So get him in there, and he will make that squad that little bit better. But not a bad team. Not a bad team at all. A nice budget team. We'll give that one a 7 out of 10. Next up, we have got Dan, who says, Rick Smits and Pete Maravich both have diamond contracts, and I use them for TTO, so I don't really want to sell them. but I am willing to. So we got Pete Maravich, Cam Reddish, Thel Bailey, Jonathan Isaac, Rick Smith, and then off the bench we got Brogdon, Bingo, KPJ, Roko, and Marvin Bagley. So straight away, this bench unit is way too small. Brogdon at 6'5" is fine, but Bingo is 6'3", and KPJ is 6'4", I believe. That is way too small. So I would say keep Kevin Porter Jr., put him at the 2, get rid of Bingo Smith, and then bring in a backup small forward, which can be someone, of course, that's cheap. Joe Smith, Lamar Odom, Danny Manning, etc. And then I'll move Roko to the 3 as well. Marvin Bagley is all right as a backup centre. But yeah, other than that, I don't think you can really do too much with the MT that you have. But I would mess around with that bench a little bit and get that sort of changed around. And if you've got these guys with diamond contracts, like you said, and you're happy using them, you might as well go ahead and keep them. So I'm going to give that one another 7.5 out of 10 from me. Next up, we have got Q, who says, hey JD, I have about 20 to 30k, and I need a starting centre in here, and a backup point guard, under 100k, 70k. P.S. Vlade is in the centre spot right now. Love the videos. Keep up the grind. Thank you so much indeed. So, we've got Bonga, Walter Davis, Nicholas Batum, Thel Bailey, Marcus Camby, which ain't good, Jeremy Lin, which ain't good, Cam Reddish, Dennis Rodman, Marvin Bagley at the 4, and then Jackson Hayes at the 5. So we really don't have much MT to play with. 20 to 30k. And then he says I need a backup point guard under 100k. So backup point guard, just pick yourself up Diamond Chauncey Billups, really, really cheap, literally like 3,000 MT, and is still a very, very good card, even at this point in the game, in my opinion. And then the centre position, if you've got 20 to 30k, just get Diamond Bam Adebayo. He's about the only card you can afford for that range, so it's going to be a significant upgrade on this team. And then the backup, I will put Marvin Bagley at the 4, get rid of Jackson Hayes, and then bring in a Diamond Joe Smith at the 4 position. But there we go, yeah. Definitely some work to do on that squad. Just because of Marcus Camby, I'm going to give that one a 6.5 out of 10. Just because of Marcus Camby. Next up, we have got Eben Van Aker, who comes in and says, I need a power forward and a small forward. That Kevin Garnett is good for me right now. That's why I'm playing him, being my starting. But with 1.6 million, I'm open to anything. Love the content. Well, thank you very much, Eben. So we've got Dwayne Wade, Bradley Beal, Scottie Pippen, Evoed, KG, the pink diamond one, which you say is good for you right now, but definitely does need improving. We've got Kareem, and then off the bench, we've got Zach LaVine, Dr. J, Tracy McGrady, pink diamond. So bonus at the 4, David Robinson, and then a couple of guys off the bench. So straight away, Sabonis, gotta go. He's got to go. He is brutal. He is so bad. I've got that card. He has like 50 speed, and believe me, it feels like it. So Sabonis has got to go. Zach LaVine at the 1, without Unpluckable, that can be a bit of a problem. So I'm not sure if I would recommend that. In the starting lineup, again, Kevin Garnett, yeah, I would definitely recommend getting rid of him. With 1.6 mil, man, you can afford to ball out a little bit. So go get yourself someone cheap-ish. The new Galaxy Opal Michael Porter Jr. is kind of down at like under 300k right now, I think, which is a really good price. So I say go pick yourself up Galaxy Opal Michael Porter Jr., get him in there at the starting 4. Off the bench, I would say the backup 4, you can get yourself someone a little bit cheaper like a Galaxy Opal Andre Kirilenko, who's about 200k. And then the backup 1, I'd probably say get yourself Opal Draymond just because he is nice and cheap. Other than that, a very solid squad. You got Dwayne Wade at the 1. I mean, that is really nice. We're going to give that one a 9 out of 10, and that brings us on to the final person of the day, and it's going to be Alfred. What a great name that is. Alfred comes in and says, hey JD, would love to improve my SM. Not sure what that means. Small forward, I assume, and centre position. Any suggestions? I have 300k more in the auction house, so he's got about 400k to play with. And at the small forward, he's got Justice Winslow, and at the centre position, we've got Dino Radja, and off the bench, Karen Reddish and Jack Sigma. So, yeah, Jack Sigma could definitely do with an upgrade. I think he's the person on this team that needs upgrading most. And I would say pick yourself up Eddie Curry, move Eddie Curry to the starting 5, and then move Dino Radja down to the bench. KD at the 4 is maybe a little bit of a strange one. I would probably recommend him at the 3. So put KD at the 3, sell off this Justice Winslow, because I believe this Justice Winslow has quite a bit of value. And then you can buy yourself a Galaxy Opal Andre Kirilenko for that starting 4. And then your starting lineup would be Draymond Green, Tracy McGrady, KD, Andre Kirilenko, and Eddie Curry. And that starting 5 is nasty. So that would be my advice for you, Alfred. And that is going to do it for this video. And I will actually just give this a quick rating. I'll probably give this one an 8.5 out of 10 because it is built very well. And we've got Tracy McGrady in there as well. But there we go, guys. That is going to do it for this episode. Episode number 8 is over. So, like I said, if you guys do want to be in the next episode, keep an eye out on my Twitter, and I will be putting a tweet out in the next couple of days asking for you guys to reply in with, of course, your squad, how much MT you have, and what position you want to improve. So be on the lookout for that, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. As usual, please like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.